now, where authorities will be officially welcoming newly recruited LEAP officers who will be deployed to Bishop Lavis. The area will also get a facility which will act as a base office and will operate free of load shedding, as it will be running on renewable energy. According to the City of Cape Town, there has been a significant reduction in murder rates in Nyanga, Kraaifontein and Khayelitsha, but there has been criticism that some areas have been forgotten. For more, we joined by reporter Nobesuthu Hejana on this story. Nobesuthu, just tell me exactly how government is saying that this will assist. I hear them saying that murders have gone down in Khayelitsha, but I remember earlier this year, I think 2 or 3 mass murders happening in that particular area. So how do they believe that this particular project will help them?
Well, Masako, according to the Premier and the Mayor, as well as the MEC for Community Policing Forum, or rather the Community Safety and Police Oversight, Mr. Regan Ellen, they've been able to use the data that was used during the COVID-19, or rather the lockdown period, where the Premier says they were able to see which areas were hotspots and where people had tested positive for COVID-19. So he was saying that with that data, they were able to see where the deployment, or rather using the same policy to detect where police or LEAP officers can be deployed, and saying that they will use this to argue some of their demands, or rather their plans for police devolution in the province. But I'm joined by the Mayor of the City of Cape Town, Mr. Jordan Hill, just to talk to us about the plans for the LEAP officers. Obviously, Mayor, we did see quite a number of officers, and we are hearing from your office and some of the people that spoke on the podium that this has been proven and the data has been used to ensure that you know exactly where to deploy these officers. So just take us through with the work that the city as well as the province will be doing.
LEAP is a partnership program between the city and the province to deploy more than 1,100. We're now actually on 1,238 officers that we have deployed. This was our latest passing out graduation parade of the latest team that has come through our training college, and they're now out on the streets here in Bishop Lavis, and they are making a massive difference. We see those areas, they're deployed in 12 areas based entirely on the crime stats where they are most needed. We see violent crime and murder coming down in those areas. What's really encouraging is we see a huge collection or retrieval of illegal firearms in those areas, taking guns off the street, arresting the people who have those illegal guns, arresting gangsters and drug dealers. So it's a hugely successful program. Of course, we also work very closely with the SAPs in those communities, and together we are really making a difference in making Cape Town safer.
Sure. You talk about the partnership. I mean, how are you able to deploy some of these LEAP officers in areas like Khayelitsha, where we've seen quite a number of mass shootings, in Guguletu? You talk about a reduction in crime, but we're still seeing some of those areas being prone to gang violence and shootings.
Of course, crime is still far too high. We've got a long way to go. But we are making huge investments. In this year alone, in addition to the officers you saw today, another 230 officers in the city will come this year. Big investments in technology, cameras, body cameras, dashboard cameras, gunshot location technology, drone and eye in the sky technology, watching the crime hotspots and helping our officers guide them in being more effective. So we are really making huge investments, all of that in this year alone, to try and get those violent crime numbers down and to try and make Cape Townians safer.
Sure. And let's talk about the budget. We heard you talking about big numbers here that will be used to train the neighborhood watches and also the LEAP officers to ensure that where they work, they have conducive working environment and they do have the tools to continue their work. So let's just talk about the money that has been spent in this project.
Yeah, sure. So this is more than R1 billion that we've spent on LEAP. This year we've got a R5.5 billion budget for safety in the city. And it's everything from the new officers, the equipment that I've spoken about, even this building where we are at now, which is our first LEAP operations base here in Bishop Lavis, which will essentially serve as a LEAP police station kind of facility. And this is the kind of investments that we are making across the city, particularly in the worst affected crime spots. R1 billions of rands in investment, hundreds of millions for new technology, all designed to make Cape Town a safer place.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor. Well, Masego, that was the City of Cape Town Mayor, Mr. Jordan Hill, talking about the work that the city and the province has been doing to ensure that they keep the streets of Cape Town safe, and the investment that they're doing for this LEAP officers.